everyone, welcome to Timed Entry Ticketing 101. I'm Elizabeth, and then Katie is here today to answer your questions. So if you have any questions while I'm talking today, you can use the questions pane on the side of GoToWebinar and type your question in there. Katie will respond, or she'll save it for me at the end if we have time for any questions. So today's agenda, I'm going to do a quick overview of what TicketSignup is, when you would want to use our timed entry ticketing version of our ticket product, how to set up your calendar-based tickets, how to access your dashboard, and then some key reports and how to change things on your timed entry website. And then if we have time, we can talk about email and website as well. So what is TicketSignup? We are event technology experts. We believe that everyone deserves powerful and easy to use technology to improve your events. We don't have any subscriptions or hidden fees. Everything about using our platform is free. The only fees that we charge are processing fees on paid transactions, which you can pass on to your ticket purchasers, so it's free to use. You have control over your data and over all of your event settings. It's a fully self-serve platform, so you're able to change your settings at any time without reaching out to us. And we put your brand first, and any data that you collect by selling tickets belongs to you. We also have a streamlined and fast purchase path that reduces your drop-off rate and increases your event attendance. We also are 100% US based, so all the customer support that you'd receive from us would be from somebody here in the US. So about us, we're great for all types of ticket events, simple, complex, and multi-day events. Today I'm going to be focusing on the timed entry ticketing, which is better for multi-day events. We offer custom questions, waivers, you can customize notifications, refund policy, we give you one by default, or you can add your own. We also manage chargebacks for you, which is super helpful for ticket events. You're able to sell merchandise through a store on your ticket page. We have features for self-serve ticket management, a check-in app that's super easy for you and your staff to use, free websites, and free email marketing for every event. And like I said before, free tickets are always free, since the only fees that we ever charge are processing fees on paid transactions. Getting to that, what we charge, free events are free, and then you can see the processing fee schedule here. So up to $250, our fees are 6% plus $1 on the transaction. So that's the cart total, not per ticket, which saves your ticket purchasers money when they buy their tickets in more than one in a cart. So if somebody is buying 3 tickets, they're going to spend less in processing fees than somebody who's just buying one. And on average, we do see about 3 tickets per cart across the platform. This includes all credit card fees, all platform fees. This is it. And we also have volume discounts for larger organizations that use our product. So today we're going to be talking about timed entry ticket events. Last week, Katie did a webinar on simple ticket events, which is the more basic events. So think spectator tickets for a track meet, a one-day festival, or even like a weekend festival, something simple with just like VIP and general admission tickets. We have that webinar recorded and you can watch it on demand. If you're not sure if the event that you're looking to set up would be a simple ticket event or a timed entry event like the one I'm going to show today, you can reach out to us at info@TicketSignup and we can kind of guide you on that. Or you can put a question in the chat if you want to stay on. Today I'm going to talk about our timed entry calendar-based ticketing product. So this is relatively new. If you go to our website, there's a tab on there for the timed entry version of ticketing, where you can learn more about it. This is designed for extended or timed entrance. So it might not even be an event. It might be more of an admissions to something like a garden, which is what I'm going to show today, or just something that happens over multiple days or multiple months. So for example, a Halloween haunt that has 4 time slots on every day, every weekend for 5 weeks. Or a year-round escape room that sells their tickets by time slot. Those would be examples of events that would want to use our calendar-based product rather than the basic simple ticket events wizard. So all actions are going to be based on the calendar and time. So if that's the way you think of your event, that's probably when you would want to use the timed entry ticketing. That's what I'm covering today. I'm going to show you where you can access the wizard for that. It is a separate wizard, so you can't take an existing event and turn it into a timed entry event. They're very separate. You can't transfer between them, so you would have to start from scratch if you're running to switch. So this is the link to create a timed entry ticket event. I put it on the screen here, or you can go to the product page on our website for timed entry and click on create your event, and that will use that link. If you just use the small button in the upper right of our website that says create your event, that will not take you to timed entry, that will take you to the simple version. So don't use that. And don't use the button in the product if you already have ticket events with us. You want to use this link here. And we'll send this out. This whole webinar is being recorded, so we'll send this out in the follow-up info as well. All right, I'm going to demo this because it's easiest to understand if you see me actually using it. So I'm going to show you how to create a, this is a sample event, not a real event. So I'm going to go to that. So this is the wizard. So you'll see here, I'm in the timed entry version of the wizard. And I've already filled out some of the info here, so you don't have to watch me type today. So I've already filled in my event name here at the top. This first step is very similar to setting up a simple ticket event. I put in my event type. We have a nice drop down here with a bunch of different options that will control what banner image we assign you later. The event date and time here is the first date that I'm selling tickets for and the last date that I'm selling tickets for. We do use this in a later step, so it does help for this to be accurate, but you can also change it later if you need to. It's not super important. If you have an event description already written out when you're going through the wizard, you can put that in here. Otherwise, this is something that's easy to go back to and change later if you're not finalized yet. The contact email here is whatever email you would like somebody who uses the contact form on your event website to reach you at. So usually an info@ email, if you have one, is the best, or contact@. I put in my location already. You can put a location description if there's a name of a park or something like that where you're holding your event. And a little hack that I like to show people is if you put in the zip code here before you type in the city name, it'll fill in the city and state for you. So you don't have to actually select those. It'll just calculate it based off the zip code. We have the event visibility here on the first step. I'll quickly explain what each of these do. So public is what it sounds like. As soon as you hit continue and create event at the bottom, it'll make a public version of your event. And so anybody would be able to access it and see the event. That doesn't necessarily mean they'd be able to buy a ticket if you haven't opened those up yet, but they would be able to find the website. Private is the same as public, except we won't list it publicly anywhere, so it won't get listed in Google, won't get listed on our website anywhere. So only somebody who had the direct link to it would be able to see it. And then draft is if you are not ready for your event to be out there at all and you don't want it live, that would prevent anyone from finding it unless they had access to the back end of the event. So most of the time you start out in draft and then you're going to put it in public when you're ready. I'm putting mine in private right now. So the event URL identifier, this gets calculated based on what you put in up here. It will just take whatever you put as the event name and make that your URL identifier. I have a feeling there's already somebody who's used Garden Tour before on the platform, so I'm going to put the year in here and see if that works. Donations can be enabled on this first step if you know you want to take donations. If you have a beneficiary or if you're raising money through this event, this is a great way to add donations into the ticket purchase path. I'm not going to do that for this for today, but this is how you can enable that, or you can enable it later in the dashboard. Then we just have a couple event history questions. Just fill those out to the best of your ability, mark the contract here to agree to it, and then hit create event and continue. This takes you to step 2. So steps 2 and 3 are where you're actually creating your tickets and your schedule for your event. So I'm going to create some tickets here. For my event, I'm going to do a garden tour. So I'm going to do a self-guided tour and then a guided tour ticket. So those would be separate tickets in the system because they're going to have separate prices, separate caps, and possibly like different times to them. So I'm going to first create the self-serve or self-guided tour. And then I'm going to say the default price for that is going to be $15 a person. And I'm just going to leave this as today for when the ticket should go on sale. Most of the time, that's what you want to do because you want to be able to test out your ticket purchase path. But you can also put this in the future if you want. Okay, so that's my first ticket. Now I can create my guided tour. And for that, I'm going to charge a little bit more because we have to have a tour guide on that. So I'm going to charge $20 a person for that one. So I've created my 2 tickets here. This would also be where you would create separate tickets for different price points. So if you had an adult ticket and a child ticket, a general admission and a VIP, maybe like a senior discount or a student discount, those would all be separate tickets here, at least for now. If you aren't quite sure what should be a separate ticket, you can also add more tickets later. But if you know what they are ahead of time, it does make it easier if you can create them here. So now I'm going to continue to the schedule. So you'll notice here that it took the dates that I put in for step 1 and it auto defaulted me to the beginning of April here, and then it's going to show me all the way up through September, which is the last month that I told it I was open on that first step. So that's what we use those basic info dates. We're just trying to help you calculate what days you're open on this step. So I said I was open on April 7th to September 7th for these summer tours. And you can see there's these nice check boxes I can use to just show which days of the week I'm open. So I'm going to be open every weekday and then also on Saturdays. It's closed on Sundays. So it'll fill in all the Mondays, all the Tuesdays, all the way through the week except for Sunday, all the way up to September 6th automatically. And then if I also want to be open on the 7th, I told it that was my last day, I can add that date here. I could also go through and add random dates in other months if I want to. Like if I have a special night in October that I'm going to be open or something like that, I can just click to add that here if I want to. Next, I'm going to set up pricing. So this is, again, by day. So I'm not open on Sundays, so I'm going to skip that day for right now. But over here, I'm going to start with Monday. So I'm going to enter what I want my Monday price to be. This base price up here is what we'll use if you don't enter anything here. This field is totally optional. So if you want to charge the same price every day of the week that you're open, you would just use the base price and you just ignore this field. I want to do a discount on Mondays because that's my lowest day in terms of attendance. So I'm going to do $10 for the self-guided tour that day and then $15 for the guided tour on that day. Then the other days of the week, I'm going to charge my regular price. For the self-guided tour, I don't have a cap because I don't really care how many people come through, but I do need to put a cap for the guided tour. So I'm going to say 10 people per time slot for that. You'll notice down here it says open entry and timed entry. This is how you're going to set up your actual time slots. If you don't have time slots and you're just selling by date, so you're saying, okay, if you come on April 3rd, you can use your ticket at any time and we don't care about selling by a specific time slot, by a specific hour, that's when you would use this open entry. So that's sometimes used here. That would just tell somebody that their ticket is valid for the entire day. But if you are selling time slots and you want people to come to a specific time, you would use timed entry here, and it's going to open up some additional settings. So I'm going to tell it that my first time slot is at 10 a.m. and I have 6 throughout the day for self-guided tours. These are going to be 55-minute time slots, and then they're going to start every 60 minutes. So that way, set it to AM. That way my first one's at 10 a.m. and then they start at the top of the hour until 3 o'clock. I want the exact same thing for the guided tour, so I'm going to just click this nice copy button and it'll just copy those settings right over for me. So that's Monday. I'm going to copy that to other days here because it's faster. And then I'm just going to go in to Tuesday and change the price back to 15 and 20. Save that. And then copy that to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So now if I click into one of those, I can see that Friday is back at 15 and 20 since I wanted only Monday to be discounted. So those copy buttons make it really quick and easy to set up your event. I could do it even faster if I'm not talking through it. So now that I've got that all built out, I'm going to tell it that I don't want to sell these tickets on Sunday. Save that and then continue. Step 4 is website options. So if you have a banner that you want to use on your website already ready to go, you can upload that here. Same with a logo if you want that customized on your website and you already have one. You can upload that here, and then you can change your color scheme to one of our alternate color schemes. We also allow you to add these in the dashboard, which is what I'll show you a little bit later. So I'm going to skip this for now, and we'll come back to it. I hit save and continue, and now you can see the payment account step. So if you're a brand new customer and you've never used this before, you probably don't have a payment account with us. We are PCI level 1 compliant, and so that means that when you create a new payment account, we'll ask you some information about you, about the organization that you're setting it up for, and then what bank account you want to use to receive payments from us. So this can take up to a day or so. So I usually recommend just getting it started as you're going through the wizard, but you can also skip it if you're not ready to start that yet, or if you're not the person that should be setting that up. You can send it to somebody else, or you can just choose set up later. If you do have a payment account, you can apply it. So that's actually what I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to select that I want the processing fees paid by the ticket purchaser. So when you complete the wizard, you're going to see two options. You can visit your event website or go to your event dashboard. I'm going to start here, and then we'll look at the website. When you click this, it'll land you right on the schedule page. So this has all of the time slots and tickets that I just created in a nice calendar format that's easy to digest and easy to make changes to. So I can click into a day and see more info about that day if I want to. So this is the first day that I'm open, the 7th, and I can see my first 10 a.m. time slot here. You'll notice on the self-guided tour, there's no cap showing here, whereas on the guided tour, since I set that cap of 10, there's a cap showing on all of the time slots. If I wanted to make any changes to this, there's these nice buttons at the top, and I can change anything from this schedule. So if I wanted to change the dates or the time slots, let's say I wanted to add a time slot to a specific day, I would click that, and then I click into the day. So maybe on the 12th, I'm not going to offer this 3 p.m. self-guided tour, and so I want to delete it. You can go to edit time slot. That'll take you to this edit view, and you can just delete a time slot here. It'll also give you the option to copy that to other days of the week. So you can say, for all Saturdays, copy this and delete the 3 o'clock time slot, or you can just do it for this one day like I just did. You can also add time slots from here. You can add multiple or a single one. So if I wanted to add it back, I could come back in here. And this is also where you can email people who have bought for that time slot or for that day. The pricing tab up here will take you to the pricing view of the calendar, and you can click between the days and see what the price is set for. So again, if you had overrides set for certain days of the week being more expensive, like how I have my Monday, you can see that, or you can click into other days of the week and change things. So you can change it either on the ticket type itself for all time slots, or you can click into a specific one and make a change to just that time slot on that day. Super flexible and easy to use. Once you have it all built out, it's very easy to find where you need to make an update. Same exact thing for caps. You can view this and look at where you are in your sales. You can see what time slots are sold out. You can increase caps or decrease caps. This is actually what I prefer rather than deleting time slots once you've started selling tickets, is instead of actually deleting it, I prefer to just put a cap on it for however many have sold so that it goes offline if you need to close out that time slot, just so you don't mess anything up with somebody who might have bought a ticket for that. So I like to use this caps tab to view all of that. If I wanted to add a cap, I could click into this 10 a.m. here and click manage caps, and it'll let me override it and add a cap just for this day. So everything can be updated on the fly. Super easy to find where you need to go from this schedule page up here, and it'll actually take you into the tab over here on the left that you need to be in for that setting. So this is what my website is going to look like right now. Remember, I didn't upload a banner image, I didn't upload a logo or a color scheme or anything else to this website that I just created. I just uploaded, actually I didn't upload anything at all on that step. I don't know why that one's not loading. There we go. So here's my garden tour website. So this is our default logo, default sign up button. This is the banner that it gave me since I said I was doing a tour. Obviously all of that you would want to replace, which I'll show you where to do that. We do give you a calendar by default on these websites. So if you want to, you can click into a day from here to see the actual purchase path. So I'm going to click into April 10th. It's going to show me the options for a self-guided tour or a guided tour. It'll automatically gray out anything that's sold out already, or you can make it just hide those time slots altogether. So I can click on noon, say I want to bring 3 people, and then continue, and it'll take me to the checkout page. You can add other steps, like if you did have donations on, or if you were selling merchandise on this page, you would see those steps in the purchase path as well. We also give you a calendar tab up here with a big calendar that just has the whole schedule of your event with all the pricing laid out, the times laid out. So if you have very different times and prices on different days of the week, it would be easy for somebody to look at this calendar to figure out what day they might want to come, and they can click into a day from here, and again it takes them into the purchase path. This one's not super exciting, so I'm going to go over to one that I've customized more fully so you can see a better example. So this is my Morristown Flower Show example site. I'm going to click on event calendar. You'll notice I customized the name of that tab from calendar to event calendar. Those types of things are super easy to change. For this one, this is just a 2-week event, but I have different time slots on each day. So for this one, I have during the week just the regular flower show, and then on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I have special exhibits set up. So I customized this calendar so that on those days of the week, that's highlighted, the special exhibit, and it shows the different times that I'm open on those days and the price range. I can click into one of these Fridays and see exactly what the special exhibit is and purchase my ticket for it. But it makes it a lot easier for your ticket purchasers to see what you're offering on different days if you customize this calendar. So you might be wondering how you can do that. I'm going to go back into the website on this one to show you where I did that. So almost everything about that website that we just looked at can be customized in this website tab of your dashboard. So I'm going to go to the website builder. Pretty much everything settings-wise lives here, so you can just bookmark this tab. You'll probably be in here a lot. You'll see this kind of mirrors what we were just looking at on the front end, so you can see the banner image here that I had, the text that explains the overall dates of the event, the ticket tiles that I had. You'll notice on that one I had ticket tiles rather than a calendar on the landing page. I uploaded an image here. Here's that event calendar tab that we were just on. So if I click into this, I can see that I've made a couple of different designs, flower show and special exhibit, and that's what was controlling those different days. So you can get as detailed as creating a separate one for each night if you want to. If you have a Halloween hunt and you want to do something special on the tile for that night that highlights that it's Halloween, or a special price on a certain night or something like that, you can create a design like this, and then you'd go over to specific date design, pick the date that you are looking at, and then apply that design. So super easy to customize that calendar. Some events prefer that calendar to the tiles or the small calendar that we give you by default, and so they just use this as the way that people get into the purchase path to buy their tickets. If I go back to the website builder here, I can click on Customize Your Theme and then Homepage Banner, and that will take me into this page here where I can upload a new banner image. I've already done that for this one, so I don't need to do anything here on here, but that's where you would do that. Same thing for the logo, and then the color scheme can also be customized right from the website builder in the same way. So that's how you would design your website. It's very easy to add pages, add links. You can add menu drop downs if you have a lot of content on this page, or if you just want to add a link back to your main website. You can use it as a full website, or you can just use it as a ticket page that links people back to your main website, depending on what you need it for. This one has some tickets sold, so I'll just quickly show on the dashboard. We have a nice view here that is calendar style that shows how many tickets have sold and for what days. In this case, I've only bought some tickets on the 10th so far, but it would show all the days here where there had been ticket sales, and you'd be able to compare that. We also have a heat map here that you can use if you want to see where your ticket sales are coming from. This pulls off the zip code from their credit card, so you'll be able to see where your ticket purchasers are located, if that's interesting to you. Obviously, we have tons of other settings over here on the left, including a free email system that you can use to contact your ticket purchasers. So if you want to be able to email them by time slot, by day, or even if you just want to email everybody, you'll be able to do that for free from here, and it'll just pull their emails in automatically, so you won't have to upload anything or clean your list up or anything like that. We can also support importing a custom marketing list if you have one of those, and you can use this as your marketing email platform as well. So with that, I'm going to see if we have any questions, Katie.
Yeah, no questions right now, so I think we're all set with that.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll send out a recording of this webinar within the next 24 hours or so, and then it'll also get posted on our YouTube page. And you can reach out to info@TicketSignup.io if you do think of any questions. Thanks for joining me.